There's lots of action today in the atmosphere here. We're promised a downpour today. Most of the day it was supposed to be raining already, but it is raining already over there on the northern Golan. It's surely raining over there on the border between Lebanon and Israel. And here the sun is shining and there are blue skies over Jordan. Right down there, look at the blue skies. Still a little bit of blue. Who knows how long it will be. And up here there's a little bit of blue. But it's changing fast. I'm not sure how soon it's going to close in on us here. But we enjoy the delightful drama of nature as it unfolds. This wind now is coming from the east and the other wind is coming from the west. Our cormorants. And nature and life here is always on the move. Action, growing and competing and taking nourishment and processing. And that's a lot of human life as well. And today we've got great readings, starting off with the very industrious, entrepreneurial woman who concludes the book of Proverbs in a wonderful fashion. The parable of the talents, developing our talents. A question about talents. What do you think your greatest talent is? Some people are wonderful singers, musicians, writers, speakers, entertainers. What's your greatest talent? Maybe this isn't a very common way to see it, but maybe it's the people in your life. The people around you, in your family. Imagine a child without good parents. They might have all the brains in the world. That kid might have a great voice, a great brain, gifted, but without good parents, what could that child ever accomplish? A good teacher. What a great talent it is to have a good teacher. A good coach. Also, when we have moments we need a break, to have a good entertainer. But then what is the greatest talent the entertainer has? Imagine the entertainer has extraordinary talent, but nobody is listening, nobody is watching, nobody goes to see their works of art. Some artists are very frustrated because they have some beautiful art, but nobody sees it, nobody appreciates it. Imagine putting the person beside me in the very center of the activity we have here in this world. A spouse, children, aging parents. To live for others. Because they're with me for a little while. Sometimes maybe it feels long and boring and tiring or annoying, but the time goes very quickly and they are gone. I'll never forget experience in Germany when I was there, first 11 years of my priesthood, and there was a family in Ingolstadt, and this man was very busy. He had a very senior managerial position in a semi-public institution. But his mother needed special help. And I remember one very practical detail. He had to make sure that he kept matches away from her, because if she had them without somebody being there, there was a very real possibility that she could set the house on fire by accident, because she didn't have enough of wits about her to take the necessary care of the matches. And I was fascinated by the extent of self-giving this man had toward his mother. And he had quite some standing in the community, but for him to look after his mother, and together with his wife and daughter, the way they did that was amazing. I'll never forget that. What's the greatest gift God wants me to develop now? It might just be another person, a difficult child in the classroom. It could be a difficult neighbor, maybe somebody dealing with alcoholism or addiction, or somebody that's kind of dour and grumpy. And were I to help that person with kindness and goodness to become a little different, I myself would grow immensely in that attention and effort. My capacity to love would be exercised and develop. And that person would be deeply blessed by a neighbor who is kind, understanding, who stops to talk, who chats over the garden fence, who greets. Oh, when I zero in, I lose the objects. I invite you today to take a good look at how you see your talents. Today is Sunday. Relax. Sit back with your cup of coffee or sitting out on the porch. Look at the natural surroundings and think, how am I using my talents? Maybe that time before you get out of bed, it's Sunday morning, you're not rushing to work, and you're going to church in 2 hours time, so you have a little time. Take time to check out how you're using your talents. Take some precious time to see, especially about the people in your life. What person is a major talent in your life right now? You know, it's amazing how a young couple grows with their first little baby, and especially if they have twins. How they grow in abilities, in sensitivities, in mutual help. Another person in our lives is an extraordinary talent. Something entrusted to us by God, and when we ignore or are indifferent to somebody close to us in our lives, maybe we're missing out on some major talent God is putting into our lives. And if we have had a lot of negligence in the past, or indifference, or even negativity toward persons, we can always say, I'm sorry about that. Ask for forgiveness and see, what can I do now? What can change? And maybe the change of our attitude to that person can also produce an amazing impact on that person. God is a God of redemption. Sometimes parents regret that they didn't spend some more time with their children. Do you remember the Cats in the Cradle with the Silver Spoon? That's a very special song. I forget the name of the author at this moment, and I kind of know it, and it wants to come out, and I can't pull it up. And there we have somebody putting the talent of work, employment, activity over the time needed to play with the little child. And that came back to bite a little bit later on, when the dad was older and the child was now a young professional, and the dad wanted his son to have some time with him, but the son now was too busy doing the same thing as the dad was, and focused completely on work without time for his dad, who was aging. And those final years of life together of children with their parents are so special. We can make up, God blesses that turn of heart. God blesses that renewal. God is redemptive. And that's a beautiful way to live. And that change can make such a difference. The second reading points out to us today that, we don't know how much time we have. Do it now. When that man gave the 2 talents, those 2 people got up immediately and went to work and trade. They received that gift. They were aware, like the woman in Proverbs, they got into action industriously, entrepreneurially, and they put their talents to work. They became focused. They went out to serve. So let's ask for that blessing today. And it's a beautiful day. What a contrast. People, we leave it like that for today. My battery is low. And I'll switch over to Instagram. God bless you. See you later, alligators. I had a rain jacket on in case a downburst was going to happen, but it didn't happen. So, going to get the Instagram done now while there's still sunshine. God bless you. Have a blessed Sunday, a blessed week.